So today we're going to talk about book marketing on this Q&A. And remember, as always, you put any questions about writing and publishing in the comments below. So I've got a little bit of an outline I'm going to be using today for my book marketing thing. But we're going to talk about how to take your current book and turn it into a book marketing piece. So how you can take your content you have and use it to make a book marketing piece. So thanks for joining, Mike. Hello, good morning. All right, so book marketing, of course, is the phase of publishing that many authors either overlook or they're too overwhelmed or tired to carry out, especially after writing your entire book. I hear this from a lot of my clients that they're just too overwhelmed or too tired after writing an entire book. And I get it. Writing a book is a lot of work. But as you say in publishing, writing the book is the easy part, kind of, and yes and no. But anyway, let's move on. Um, and as far as the marketing part, for most, it is daunting at a minimum. And for a lot of people, they don't have any experience or have very little experience with marketing. So they don't want to do the marketing part or they're really not motivated to do the marketing part. And I understand that. But if you're an up and coming author and you want to get more people to read your book, you definitely need to do some book marketing. And I'm going to tell you a way that you can take your current book content and turn it into a great marketing piece to sell your book. Okay, so you don't need to make new content to market your book. You can just take your content you already have and make it into a really great marketing piece. Your marketing content is already written, and because it's already written in your book, you don't have to do a lot more work to make a marketing piece. Of course, it's going to take you some work to do this, but if your book already contains the valuable information that your readers are looking for, why not just repurpose what you already have? I'm a big believer in repurposing, and I really love to already use the content I have to just take it and do something in addition to it. So and you don't need to use the entire book content to make this marketing piece. You only really need one or two chapters. And I would always recommend using the one or two chapters that your clients or whoever it is asks you about the most, or the most common questions that you get. So find those two chapters that have the content that people most ask you about, and then use that to make this book marketing piece. So what can you create from your book marketing, from your book content to market your book? It's an easy to use free offer, right? That your prospects are going to love. It's called a lead magnet. So what is a lead magnet? It's a valuable piece of content that you give away to a prospect for free in exchange for their email address. So you have probably downloaded an email magnet, a lead magnet from someone's platform, and then you get on their email list and they send you emails. So that's how a lead magnet works. It's one of the best ways to get people onto your email list, and email marketing is still one of the most fabulous ways to tell people what you're doing and what you're about, because it's distraction free. They're just reading your email. They're not scrolling through a feed like on social media. Now, not that social media is not good for marketing your book. You can use social media, but you always want a really good email list. And it doesn't have to be 10,000 people. It could be 100 people. You just want to build consistently and organically build your email list. Okay. So a lead magnet is a gateway, and it transforms casual browsers into engaged subscribers who are going to become your readers on your email list and hopefully use your lead magnet. Now, they may or may not use your lead magnet. And honestly, that it sort of doesn't matter, because the whole purpose of you giving them the lead magnet is to get them on your email list. And once they're on your email list, you can send them lots of great information about what you do, what you offer, maybe some workshops that you're giving, so that they can get more engaged in your platform and what you do. So when someone downloads your lead magnet, they're raising their hand and saying, I'm interested in what you have to offer. And they're not, these are people that are curious about your expertise, your leadership, the service you provide, and or the process that you offer people. I literally just talked to a prospect yesterday who said she found me on, I think, someone else's platform or a podcast interview that I was on. She came over and read one of my blogs, And then she was looking at some other things that I had on my site. Now, that wasn't specifically a lead magnet, but that is exactly how a lead magnet works. Someone's going to find your lead magnet offer somewhere. Maybe it's on social media. Maybe it's from your YouTube video. Maybe it's from your Substack channel. And they're going to click on it and they're going to put their email in, and then they end up subscribing to your email list. So here's the best part. Readers who join your email list are 6 times more likely to purchase your next book as opposed to social media followers. Let me say that again. Readers who join your email list are 6 times more likely to purchase your book than if they're just scrolling and seeing your ad on social media. Now, can you use your lead magnet on social media to get people on your email list? Yes. So you can use this as a 2-part system as well. But let's move on and talk about how to create your first lead magnet from your book. Okay. So what you want to do is go through your book and look for sections that provide immediate actionable value. Okay. It could be a framework you teach, a step-by-step process, a collection of tips, a self-assessment. It could be questions. So I recently did a video on just questions to ask, or excuse me, a podcast episode, which is going to be coming out soon. And it's literally questions to ask when you're hiring an editor. You're going to use that and take that and make that into a lead magnet so people can have a template of when they're hiring an editor. What are the questions I need to be asking? Okay. So ask yourself, what part of my book can stand alone and solve one specific problem for my reader? And that's really important when you're creating a lead magnet. You don't want your lead magnet to talk about, solving all of their problems. One very specific problem, just like in the example I just said, I'm making a lead magnet on how to hire an editor. I have worked with so many people who I've literally re-edited their work that they'd already hired an editor for because their editor didn't do a good job. So they probably didn't know the questions to ask, because when you're a new author and you're new to writing, how would you know the questions to ask for a new editor? So I am going to be publishing that podcast episode soon. So if you don't subscribe to the Publishing for Professionals podcast, you can find it on YouTube or any of your audio players. Definitely subscribe, because that is coming up and it's going to be a really great episode, in addition to some other book blueprint episodes I have coming out. Anyway, let's jump back to your lead magnet. Okay, so again, go through your book, look for spots that you have immediate actionable value. Okay, what part of your book can stand alone and solve a specific problem for your reader? For nonfiction authors, this is super easy, because this might be a chapter that outlines your signature methodology. It might be a chapter that you show people how you raised like millions of dollars investing in real estate. It might be a chapter on, how you use AI as a skill or a tool when creating something. So it can be a lot of different things, but you want it to be one very niche, small example to solve one small problem. Okay, for fiction authors, it could be character backstories, world building guides, or a prequel short story. Okay, so any of these could be really good lead magnets. All right, first, the step 2, transform your content into a standalone resource. So you're going to take your content, you're going to reformat it into something that your ideal reader can use immediately. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to go over these and tell you how to do these next week. So make sure that you are subscribing to my Substack so you can come back next Wednesday and we're going to talk more about these types of lead magnets. So you can make a lead magnet such as a checklist, a cheat sheet, a short video training, workbooks, mini guides. For example, if you wrote a productivity book and you have a chapter on morning routines, transform that chapter into 30-day morning routine challenge with daily prompts. If you wrote a mystery novel, you can create a detective's investigation kit with clues and puzzles related to your story world. So these are all just examples of what you can use. Obviously, you can use any example that you can imagine and create in your mind. So take what you have and be really creative with it. And I'm going to talk about the different types of lead magnets next week and how and what they are and how you can use them. Step 3, set up your delivery system. Okay, create a simple landing page where people can enter their email to receive your lead magnet. You can use tools like ConvertKit, MailChimp, or a Google form connected to your email provider. Keep your page focused so they know exactly what benefit they're going to receive, because you don't want to confuse your reader or your prospect on what they're going to get. Okay. You don't need to list every feature of your lead magnet on there. You just need to literally tell them what it is and what problem it's going to solve for them. Because once somebody signs up, they should receive the lead magnet in their inbox, or they might get it in email, depending on how you set up the format. And then it's going to be, then you also want to do a welcome sequence for them, which is also known as an email drip campaign. So I use ConvertKit, which is also now called Kit. I still call it ConvertKit because that's what I've been using for years. But Kit is a really great program. And if you're interested in getting a free or discounted ConvertKit, let me know and I can give you my affiliate link. So directly message me through Substack. Okay, so once you have your email sequence set up, step 4 is promote your lead magnet. I always recommend to my clients mention it in your front and back book matter. What I do is I have a Linktree QR code, which gives me multiple links. So I can put different lead magnets in my QR code, and someone can open the front of my book, even on Amazon, even if they don't purchase it, and they can scan that QR code and then they can get my free download, because on Amazon, you can't get their email if someone buys your book. So you have to find a way to do that without without Amazon giving you their information. So that's where a lead magnet comes in really helpful, is that you put this lead magnet in your book, people can scan it and download it, and then they have that, and they're now on your email list, where you can market them your book and any other services you have. All right. You can promote your lead magnet in your social media, your author website, your social media bios and email signature. Talk about it on podcasts and interviews and in your author groups. Okay. The more visibility your lead magnet gets, the more your email list grows. I also just recently got a tip from one of my friends, Adam Schaubel, who does podcasting business school podcasts. And he said he started advertising his newsletter and his lead magnets in an ad. And so that was getting more people on his email list. All right. So your action step to make your lead magnet is pick a chapter from your book, just one, even if you don't have your book completely written. It does not have to be finished for you to create your lead magnet now. And you can start garnering excitement for your book with your lead magnet. Okay. Ask yourself, what problem does your lead magnet solve? And how can you repackage that solution into a simple, valuable resource? Okay, you want to block out some time to create your first lead magnet. Remember, you've already done the hard work of writing your book. Okay, all you have to do now is leverage your content so you can build that audience and increase your email list engagement. Okay, because your book isn't just a product, right? It's a gold mine of marketing material that you can use for your marketing strategy. All right, so if you found this helpful, please make sure that you subscribe to my Substack. I do these now every Wednesday at 9:05 Pacific, 12:05 Eastern. If you have any comments or questions, you can definitely drop them in the chat in the message part right here. If you have some after this and you're watching this not on the live, please DM me your questions and I will answer them for you on the next Ask Me Anything live. So thank you for joining me today, friends. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited to bring this content to you. Next week, we're going to talk about the different types of lead magnets you can create from the book content that you already have that doesn't even have to be a published book to be finished. So I hope you've enjoyed this and it's gotten you some valuable information. I'll see you next week on another Ask Me Anything live from Publishing for Professionals. I hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you next week.